We are live from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, as the 1-3 Riverdale Raiders compete in their 2016-2017 home opener tonight against the 0-4 Barron Collier Cougars. A pleasant good evening to all who are tuning in tonight. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action of tonight's ball game as the ball has officially been tipped off and we are underway. Barron Collier is able to take it first. However, Riverdale is able to get the quick steal. Barron Collier whips it the other way as they move from left to right across their computer screen in the first quarter of action, and Barron Collier is going to draw first blood in this contest as the Barron Collier sophomore Luke Hancock, wearing number 15, is able to put it in a layup off of the left hand. 50 seconds into regulation as it's once again a 2-0 score officially underway in this game between Barron Collier and Riverdale, once again in boys basketball action. It's a home opener for the Raiders. And boy, has it been a busy stretch of road games prior to this point. Once again, as it is the home opener here in this contest. Here's a three-pointer on the way, coming from Hancock in between the circles. Well, he was able to back up at the top of the key, blast his shot, but it would not go. Multiple rebounds coming in here for Barron Collier as finally it will tip out of play, and the Raiders are going to get the ball back with 6:42 left here in the first. Raiders moving from right to left here in this opening portion of play. The Raiders enter the night after finishing a 4-game road trip to begin this season, and you could say it was a very rough way to start the year. Here's a breakaway and a layup to tie the contest, as putting it in off the right hand was number 15, Keyshawn Rowe for Riverdale. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece. Well, they began the season 1-1 to Riverdale Raiders after the Turkey Shootout Thanksgiving Tournament at Lehigh Senior High School 2 weeks ago, where they picked up a 38-43 loss against the Moorhaven Terriers. They were able to rebound a day later against the Lake Placid Dragons by a tight 54-52 outcome. There was a foul against Riverdale. Stepping up to the line is Chase Preston for 2 free throws. The first one bounces off the backboard and it will not go through the hoop. Chase Preston, a starting guard on this Barron Collier team, a junior as well representing the Cougars. Second shot goes in. That will give Barron Collier their second lead of the contest. It's 3-2. 6:18 remaining here in your first. Well, after that Turkey Shootout tournament, Raiders entered the month of December by picking up road losses to the Clewiston Tigers 39-49 and the Palmetto Ridge Bears 17-58. Once again, they enter this evening's ball game with an overall record of 1 win and 3 losses as Keyshawn Rowe picks up his second successful shot of the ball game. This one comes in as he snuck across the key. It's 4-3 Raiders. Barron Collier comes into the contest winless and on a 4-game losing streak. They have collected losses to the Alabama Buckhorn High School Bucks, 62-77. The Palmetto Ridge Bears, 30-54. The Lely Trojans, 43-62. And finally, the Gulf Coast Sharks by a 42-45 outcome. So as you can tell from that brief recap of both teams, they have came off of some rough bounces to begin the 2016-2017 regular season, both Riverdale and Barron Collier, and one of these teams are looking to break their losing streak tonight. Daniel Kaler with the ball, swishes it outside to Keyshawn Rowe. Rowe takes it to the hole, puts it into the basket, but the officials are going to call it off from the looks of it. And it looks like there was a foul just before he took the shot going against the Cougars. Rowe throws it down to Kaler, who's standing in at the left corner. He's trying to keep it in bounds as he flies onto the sidelines, and here's Barron Collier with a nice turnover. Back and forth action we go here. Three-pointer on the way. It's successful from the top of the key. It's Rishi Nair putting up the first three-pointer of the ball game for Barron Collier. That makes it 6-4. Very fast-paced first quarter of action between these two teams. As once again, it's opening night, or the home opening night rather, for the Riverdale Raiders when it comes to the 2016-2017 basketball regular season schedule. Ball goes out to play while Barron Collier was on an offensive attack there. And let's see who the ball went out against. It went out against the Raiders. So tossing it in is Jaden Roll. He's going to try to relay it in to Luke Hancock, who throws up a layup, but it would not go. Keyshawn Rowe, very quick on his feet. There he is again. He is crossing up Chase Preston right now. And that will be finished off with a layup from Daniel Byers of the Raiders. That results to a 6-6 tied up game. Exactly 4 minutes remaining. Rasheen Nair trying to air out another shot from downtown, and he misses. Dante Quintella with the ball. Very calm, slowly but surely, making his way into the attacking end. It's fumbled into the attacking end. Barron Collier goes, and reeling it through the hoop was Chase Preston. But will it count? It appears there may have been a foul. It will count, as the violation was against Riverdale. And Preston comes up to the line for the three-point play. 8-6. Barron Collier is your current score. It's now advanced to a 9-6 advantage. As that time around, the shooter at the line only took one opportunity there to put it into the net. Nice jam there off the right hand, coming from let's take a look at who that was. It was Will Jacks coming up with the two on the board for the Raiders. And Barron Collier is able to quickly respond. Once again, it's Chase Preston really making a name for himself here in the first quarter of action between Riverdale and Barron Collier. Keyshawn Rowe trying to get a shot off his hands. It won't result in points, however, it is a foul going against Barron Collier. As a result, here comes Rowe up to the line. Riverdale dressed in their home white uniforms. Red script Raiders across the chest. Garnet red script numbers on the front and back. White shorts with the garnet and gold stripe rolling down the sides. Opening shot for Rowe at the line on this pair of attempts will not be converted. The second shot, however, goes straight through, and the Raiders decrease their deficit to 2 points. Barron Collier dressed in their road gray and blue uniforms, gray jerseys, dark blue script numbers on the front and back, gray pants, dark blue stripe rolling down the sides. Rasheen Nair taking it to the hole, but an offensive foul will disqualify that layup. So here's Dante Quintella with the ball, trying to give the Raiders back the lead. Rowe, top of the key, slides it down low to Byers. Byers trying to go cross feed to Quintella up against the near side, but that ball spills out to the Barron Collier sidelines. Barron Collier sitting off to the left side of my broadcast position at the scorer's table. Off to the right side is where the Riverdale benches are located. Another pair of points on the board as Rasheen Nair remains hot here in this opening portion of play. 13-9, Riverdale is down. 2:05 to play here in your first. Three on the way from Byers, and that swisher comes through. Beautiful shot there from Byers as he had his back up against the sideline, up the far side. He's able to just air it out, and he gets nothing but net that time around. Jaden Roll trying to find a teammate open deep in the Barron Collier territory. Nice jumper on the way from Chase Preston. And that is an air ball, which gives Riverdale control. Jump shot attempt there coming from Quintella. It will not come true. A little bit of a jump ball there for both of these teams in the paint. And it will be whistled down as Daniel Byers throws it back in from behind the Riverdale attacking net. Daniel Byers is a senior guard on this Riverdale club. It's his first year of varsity basketball action. Down goes Quintella as he had the ball. Palmquist is trying to race after it. He'll be able to scoop it up. Palmquist trying to go for the layup. That loses control. Now under 1 minute left to play here, and your first. Nice two-hand jam coming on the way there from Jaden Roll. And Barron Collier, once again, they're back up by 3. And speaking of the number 3, Roll steps up to the line, hoping to capitalize on a three-point play with a free shot on the way. He lobs it up, and that lob has no problem getting through the net. Byers is handed the ball by Quintella. Byers at center court. Byers back to Quintella. Quintella high up at the key, off to the near side. Whistle blown. Quintella gets it off his hands, but that will not matter as the shot misses. And there is another violation on the play here. It goes against the Cougars as Riverdale throws it back in. Jonathan Penalver tosses it back into Quintella. Quintella straight to Byers, trying to go for another long distance shot from the left corner, but that ball heads out of play. Exactly 30 seconds off a rolling clock here in the first. It's 16-12. Barron Collier up over Riverdale. Barron Collier playing a lot of great basketball high at the top of the key. Trying to sneak it in is Jorge Lube. Lube back up top to Mason Hampton. Hampton finishes the job and the paint. Lobbed up at center court by Dante Quintella. Quintella can't put anything additional up. And Riverdale is down by 6 points at the end of your first quarter of play. Interesting action here at Riverdale High School at the Raider Rock Gym. We'll take a quick 1 minute break. Come back with more varsity basketball action right after this on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, as the Riverdale Raiders trail to the Barron Collier Cougars by a 12-18 score as we enter your second quarter of play here in this varsity basketball competition. This is your second of 4 8-minute quarters as Barron Collier will get the ball to begin this fresh new period of play. Shaden Roll starts off this offensive drive for the Cougars. Drop down to the right corner. Quintella trying to swat it out of the way. And there is a foul here going against the Raiders. So far there have been plenty of fouls to go around here for both teams. It has been a very close, tight contest on the scoreboard at this point of the ballgame. Rasheed Nair, far side, getting into the paint. He loses possession and Quintella takes advantage. Quintella brings it offensive end to the Raiders. He'll pick up a foul as the Raiders are going to lose the ball. Now That time Quintella looked like he just ran right into a Barron Collier defenseman. To be exact, that was Jaden Rule. And correction, this will actually go against Barron Collier. Despite Quintella's collision there, Raiders get it back. And putting it through with the two-pointer is Carson Palmquist for Riverdale. 14-18, Raiders down. Deshaun Lane working hard to block Jaden Roll at the top of the key. Roll gets it back here off of a pass from Luke Hancock. Roll tries to send it up. Palmquist confiscates it. Free ball, gives it back to the Cougars. 3 on the way. Bobbles around the net. But that will not be 3 on the board as the ball rolls out to play back behind the net. Nelson Smith now comes into the game for Carson Palmquist off of a substitution. Carson Palmquist, very talented athlete indeed here at Riverdale High School. He is in his sophomore year. He plays varsity basketball as well as varsity baseball. And believe it or not, he has some big-time offers here for college baseball, and he's already committed as a sophomore as Jonathan Penalver sends it up and in from the paint. It's 18-16, Barron Collier's lead, 6:20 to play here in your second. He is already committed as a sophomore. Yes, indeed, Carson Palmquist. He pitches for Riverdale baseball, and he was so impressive throughout his freshman year in his baseball career that he is already committed to play ball at the University of Miami down in Coral Gables, Florida. So this is a big name that you have to remember if you're a Riverdale Athletics fan. Carson Palmquist, he's the real deal. Few shots being rattled around here by the Raiders, but Jonathan Penalver is able to lock up this ball game with another layup as he sends them in off of his left hand. Physical play starting to become a factor here at this point of the action. Right now fumbling with is Nelson Smith. He's going to be cornered in between two Barron Collier defensemen, and the Cougars are going to be drawn up with a foul. It's a pushing call. Well, this Raider team certainly looks very different from last year, including in the head coaching position, as Ethan Lascaris is your head coach of the varsity Riverdale basketball club, Smith heads up to the line. Nelson Smith dribbles the ball with his right hand. He gets one shot on this attempt. He can't give the Raiders a lead as it bounces off of the net. Well, Ethan Lascaris, technically this is his second year of coaching basketball at Riverdale. He spent last year at the JV level, as this year he steps up to varsity, replacing Damon Jones, who was previously the Riverdale Raiders head coach for 2 years. Jones is currently the athletic director and football coach of St. John Newman High School down in Naples. Another free throw opportunity coming up on the way here for the Cougars. Opening shot will not work out for Chase Preston. He'll have a second one on the way in just moments. Well, what's interesting is that Riverdale plays St. John Newman on the road in basketball action on January 3rd. So you could probably bet money that Coach Jones will be out there to watch his former team compete down at St. John Newman High School. Barron Collier is able to break the tie as it's now 19-18 Cougars. As the second free throw attempt was successful, coming off the hands of Preston. Three-pointer from Lane does not go in his favor. Preston roaring down the opposite end, throws one up off the right hand, and there is going to be another whistle. It's another pushing call on the way here. And let's see who this is going to go against. This will go against Riverdale. Jonathan Penalver comes out of the game as Dakari Calhoun steps in. Barron Collier, you really have to admire the way that they just work the ball all around the offensive end. 4:37 remaining here in this first half. 19-18, Barron Collier advantage over the Riverdale Raiders. Down to the left corner, thrown into the paint where Chase Preston was standing. He cannot grab a hold of it. As to the sidelines, it will spin. Once again, it's another Chase Preston free throw chance here. He'll come up for another two. After Riverdale was the guilty party there on another penalty. Opening shot deflects off of the backboard, and that will not be a point. Sabi Kosko comes in for Luke Hancock on the Barron Collier benches. So plenty of substitutions to go around here in your later stages of the first half. Shot number two rolls around back out onto the court as that time Chase Preston goes 0 for 2 at the line. Here's Quintella sliding it off to the right corner to Smith. Smith back outside to Quintella. Down low the Lane, left corner. Lane trying to sneak into the paint. He loses control. Calhoun puts it in. And the Raiders reclaim their lead. They're up by 1 with 4 minutes left in the half. These two teams exchanging chances here as the ball is being fumbled all around. Quintella at it again. Joseph Ojeda gets control and he will fumble it out of play. This is a very young Raider basketball team in a way. A majority of the team are upperclassmen. However, a majority of these men are in their first year of varsity basketball action. In fact, 11 out of the 13 athletes on the Riverdale roster are playing in their first season of varsity basketball at the high school level. And that includes Joseph Ojeda, the junior. Here's Ojeda as we speak at the right key, going for the cross feed. Three-pointer is just shy of the net as Quintella tried to take a whack at it. And another stop to play is on the way with 3:09 left in the second. 20-19, Riverdale on top. Pushing call is going to be drawn up by the official. Riverdale is the guilty party. Smith is on the way in as Rowe heads back into the contest. He was very active back in the first quarter of play. Up to the line here for Barron Collier is Jaden Roll. Gets only one shot at the line. That banks off the iron and into the hands of Quintella. Quintella sneaking in between two defensemen there. Very creative play. However, Riverdale, they've been playing a very fast style of basketball, and that's what it's going to be like in the game of high school varsity basketball. Foul call against Riverdale, and it seems like Barron Collier, you would think they would really be dominating this game by how many chances they have had at the line. Jaden Roll, once again, hoping to make up for his last attempt at the line, can't make it. Again, there's a jump ball in between the circles here, and that play is whistled down. Joseph Ojeda hurling it back into play here in the Raiders' own end. He'll give it straight to Byers. Byers communicating with some of the Raider players down court. Byers chooses to go down the near side. Here's Lane. Lane going to Ojeda. Ojeda to Byers. Around the world, that ball goes in the attacking end. Down to the left corner where Byers seals the deal to make it a Raider 23-19 lead. 2 minutes, 20 seconds here in the second quarter. high up at the key. It's Barron Collier. Barron Collier starting to really slow things down. What I was trying to say moments ago is that the Raiders are a very fast-paced style team. But you know, sometimes you just need to slow down on the offense and communicate with some of your players. If you just resort to fast basketball and you don't have the communication going properly, then that's going to lead to a very sloppy style of basketball. So that's something that Riverdale needs to adjust to as we move throughout regulation. Here's Deshaun Lane putting up a layup of his own. Raiders up by 6. And now as Jaden Rolls sneaks it into the attacking end, we have exactly 90 seconds until the half. This shot is overthrown, and the clock is stopped. It's another situation where those fouls come into play, an elbowing call. And Riverdale has it going against them once again. So up to the line is Jorge Lube. This is his first pair of attempts at the line. First one is perfect. Mason Hampton, Chase Preston, and Rishi Nair are all checking their way into the ball game. Second shot, no good. Barron Collier trying to work it around again, the attacking end. As shouting out orders is a very frustrated Barron Collier head coach, George Gabarel, who's in his second season as the head coach of Barron Collier. Raiders up by 5, 1:23 is what is left to play. And once again, another free throw moment for the Cougars. Nothing but net here for Chase Preston on attempt number 1. Luke Hancock enters the game for Jorge Lube. Chase Preston goes 2 for 2 at the line, and he makes it a 3-point deficit for Barron Collier. Ethan Lascaris up on his feet trying to direct around this Riverdale offense. Deshaun Lane down at the right corner, up to Daniel Byers. Byers spins, delivers it to Lane. Lane trying to work past Rishi Nair there. Sends it to Palmquist. Palmquist can't get the job done as Barron Collier rolls it around and the offensive end. Outside to Nair, right corner, 3 is good. Tie ball game. 25 apiece, 43 seconds left in the first half of play. Nice performance there by Joseph Ojeda, giving the Raiders back the advantage. And a great assist there from Daniel Byers down at the left corner. These two teams are back and forth. Raiders up by 2. Barron Collier hoping to at least take the lead in the next 10 seconds of action. Players standing around. Clock on. Still moving. The 3 misses coming from Rishi Nair. Back up top. 3 bounces off the iron. Shot incomplete there from Jaden Roll. 27-25 is your score at the end of this first half of play. Raiders on top. Well, you have to really respect this style of play here for the Raiders. Really hanging in there for a team that's had its struggles here at the start of the season. Barron Collier, they certainly haven't been the perfect team either to begin the year. But you know what? Back and forth we go in this game. We will take a quick break on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of the game. We'll be back after this 8-minute intermission. Raiders up 27-25 over the Barron Collier Cougars. More action to come after this break. Welcome back to the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, as we have returned from the halftime break, where your score is the Riverdale Raiders 27 and the Barron Collier Cougars 25. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Fans filing back into their seats as these two teams are currently wrapping up their halftime speech, getting to the start of tonight's game. Right now it seems as if there's a little bit of a delay to the start of the second half, as the clock has expired for the halftime break, and right now we're just waiting for the officials to get out here to officiate this game. Here they come out onto the court right now after a brief break. That gives both teams a moment to just chat with each other a little bit more, get a little bit of a game plan going, and what has been a very tight ball game thus far. Once again, Raiders up 27-25 as we enter your third of 4 8-minute quarters. Barron Collier will receive the ball first here to start quarter number 3 in the second half. Barron Collier moving from right to left in this new quarter of play across your computer screen. Riverdale from left to right. Here we go. Ball tossed back into play. Barron Collier invading the offensive zone. Rishi Nair high atop the key. It's relayed over to Jaden Roll, and there is going to be a quick whistle on the play. 14 seconds into half number 2. Once again, these are two teams that have really struggled to begin the season. Raiders 1-3, Barron Collier 0-4 coming into the ball game, as there's a nice splash coming on the way from Rishi Nair down at the near side corner. That'll give Barron Collier the lead back. 28-27 is your score, 7:30 left in your third. Barron Collier starting to play more tight on the defense. Daniel Byers getting across the center court line, where yet again the officials stop play. And there is going to be a 1-minute timeout here. And that is going to be given to Barron Collier, I believe, at the moment. Looks like that is going to be the case. Barron Collier calls the timeout. And we're not even a minute into the second half of play, so clearly there must have been something funny out there on the court that head coach George Gabarel spotted out, and he wanted to really sort out the game style here. Riverdale throwing, or corrections, Barron Collier tossing it back into play. Riverdale gets away with it. Rishi Nair turns it over yet again. The layup goes blocked. What an amazing block coming up on the way there from Daniel Kaler. Block City. Daniel Kaler, he is getting a load of applause from this crowd. There was a foul though. Rishi Nair steps up to the line. What chaos. Daniel Kaler with an amazing block in the key first shot. And a point comes on for Rishi Nair Jr. Fans still can't get over how great of a block that was. But keep in mind, it was a foul. Second shot will also go in. Barron Collier up by 3. Very interesting story to be told here about Daniel Kaler. He played Riverdale baseball. He's in his senior year. This is his third year of playing baseball. Spent 2 years at the JV level, 1 year at the varsity level as Daniel Byers puts up 2 on the board for the Raiders. Missed shot from Rishi Nair goes into the hands of Jacory Dickerson, turned over yet again by the Cougars. Madness out there on the court. A second shot careens wide of the net, and the Raiders prevail with the ball. Down by 1 are the Raiders. 6:35 to play here in the third. 3 on the way from the left corner from Kaler. But Carson Palmquist puts in the assurance. Raiders up 31-30. Well, I'll tell you something, Daniel Kaler, this is his first year of playing basketball. He's a senior, and this is something that he just wanted to try out. Last season, he was actually a fan in the bleachers of the Raider Rock Gym, attending a majority, if not all, of the Raider basketball home games. He was a loyal fan of this basketball team, and you know what? He figured it was his senior year. Why not try it out? Try out something different to keep you busy as an athlete during the baseball off-season, which starts up in the spring. Layup comes in, provided by Jaden Rule of Barron Collier. You know what? Kaler, he tried out, wanted to attempt something new. Next thing you know, he's here on the varsity team, making some great plays offensively and defensively. Raider foul comes up here with 5:47 left in your third. 32-31, Barron Collier lead. Rishi Nair. Nice passing pattern here, rotating for Barron Collier between Mason Hampton and Rishi Nair, but there is going to be an offensive violation going against Barron Collier. Here are the Riverdale Raiders with possession. Oh my goodness! Take a look at Dante Quintella attempting to cross over Mason Hampton. Quintella, he's a sneaky guy out there on the court. You better watch your footing if you're a defenseman against him. And Jonathan Penalver puts up a sweet deal. Nice jumper in the paint there. Raiders turn the tables in their favor yet again. Defense chant starts up here by the Raider benches. A very spirited group. Jumper on the way is too short from Jaden Rule. Foul in the paint. It will go the Raiders' way. The foul, the ball goes Barron Collier's way. Rishi Nair is able to finesse the ball over to Mason Hampton. And you can count a three-pointer for him at the center of the key, high up there. Play is killed yet again as Quintella was sliding it down the opposite end of the court. Deshaun Lane is now entering the game. Daniel Kaler heads to the benches. You can tell he's pretty satisfied with how tonight has been going, but there's a lot of work to put in. Raiders down by 2. Spin shot high. That was a disaster there as Joseph Ojeda is able to recover. Off of the right hand. He feeds it to Quintella. Quintella gets wiped out by Mason Hampton. And you know, Mason Hampton, it wasn't a hit on Quintella. Quintella just ran right into him. And it looks like he ran into Hampton head first, and he went down on the ground. Raiders toss it in as the officials do identify that as a foul. Raiders working it down low. Deshaun Lane was the intended receiver of an incomplete pass from Quintella. You have to appreciate the way that the Raiders are really handling themselves right now. They're making mistakes out there, but you know, that's not such a bad thing. Palmquist with the ball. Palmquist loses it. Is there a foul against Barron Collier? It appears that there is. That's the case. It's a push. Well, like I was just saying, the Raiders, you know, they make mistakes just like any other basketball team would. It's still the beginning of the season. This Raider team needs to learn chemistry with their teammates and just get things going as Deshaun Lane gets a bucket, 35-35. 3:50 to play in your third quarter. from Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. You are listening to boys varsity basketball action between Riverdale and Barron Collier. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play call as there's a scramble for the ball out at center court. Ball gets stripped loose here. And what's going to come out of this? It's going to be a toss in here. Raiders will be throwing it in. Meanwhile, Coach Ethan Lascaris will call a timeout for the Riverdale Raiders. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. Well, this Raider basketball team, they're making those mistakes. But the thing is that they're accepting them. They're accepting them as an invitation to get even better out there together as a team. And you know, they make a mistake, they say, okay, so what? We're going to get back out there on that court and we're going to improve. We're going to capitalize off of those mistakes. So after that timeout, back to action we go. 35-35 yet again. 3:38 and your third to go. Stolen away by Lane. Deshaun Lane to the hole. It's in. Raiders take the lead. Deshaun Lane, very quick, very passionate about this game. Out there on the court, he's proud of his performance. He also plays as a wide receiver for the Raider football team in the fall. Deshaun Lane, very quick, and that really helps him out and his high school career as both a football player and a basketball player. And you know, when you're a wide receiver out there as a football player, of course you need that speed. So he's a great addition to the Riverdale Raider club. Once again, this is his second year of action at the varsity basketball level. Barron Collier tossing it back in from back behind the net. Raiders called for a pushing that time around. Barron Collier slowing things down. Chase Preston. Preston stops. High atop the key. Slides it off to his right where Hampton is at. Hampton back to Preston. Preston. He will lob the ball into the key where Tyler Paxson is. And there's a foul. It's going Barron Collier's way. Quintella gets it, rushes it down to Deshaun Lane, and another 2 points goes under his name. And Deshaun Lane, he's a guy that improves a little bit within every game. As we start to go throughout the season, you can start expecting him to get a little more risky. He's going to begin shooting some more three-pointers, but today he's working on improving his game inside the attacking end deep. So inside the paint, he's going to be just bouncing him off the backboard and then expect to see that. This one comes close towards the broadcast booth. A ball going out of play. And the ball is quickly confiscated by head coach Lascaris for Riverdale. Dante Quintella wasting no time sliding into the paint, trying to get into the shooting lane where he takes a hit to the shoulder. And Barron Collier is going to be charged for that. Deshaun Lane trying to talk out a game plan with Carson Palmquist. Keyshawn Rowe makes his way back out onto the court. Carson Palmquist heads to the bench. 39-35 is your scoring advantage of the Raiders. Third quarter clock reads 2:18 left. This shot is an air ball out of play. There is going to be a pair of shots coming up on the way here for Dante Quintella as he got touched on there before the shot. First shot, it's too short. Mason Hampton arrives into the game. Cameron Galbraith will take a breather on the bench. Second shot. That will put the Raiders up by 5 as he is successful. Chase Preston puts the ball in between the legs of Lane. Lane picks it up to the hoop. He puts it in. Deshaun Lane, he has a confidence out there. And once he starts getting fired up out there on the court and he starts finding that offensive momentum, it's almost as if you cannot stop him. So Barron Collier down by 5. They're focusing on getting outside of the key, maybe taking some chances with some threes. Three-point jump shot, up and in. Impressive outing there from Chase Preston, wide open. He was left unattended there by the Riverdale defense. Jonathan Penalver gets to center court. Dante Quintella stripped away. Ojeda recovers. Lane for the 3. Yes! Bullseye! Deshaun Lane. Great recovery there by the Riverdale Raiders. They are turning their mistakes into advantages now, but they can't give up here on Barron Collier and start taking them lightly. Oh! Taking a rough landing there was Dante Quintella. Barron Collier called there for a push. Quintella up at the line for a second pair of free throws on the night. First shot, nothing but net. Raiders up by 8. This is the largest advantage that Riverdale has had all night in this ball game. Second shot will not be converted, but it looks like Riverdale will get the ball back. It was Jonathan Penalver getting the ball in his hands, and he's roughed up on. So here comes Penalver to the line. Penalver, very tall as he stands in. Shot number 1 rattles around outside. Penalver focuses as the ball is handed back to him by the officials. Sends it up in the air, it's good. Barron Collier now down by 10. They're hoping to react fast. 47 seconds to play here in your third. It's relayed down, left corner, inside the shooting lane, where it's delivered inside the hoop for Jorge Lube. Fires the lane. Lane, cross feed to Ojeda. Ojeda to Lane again. Lane lights that ball up in the air, and it stays outside of the net. 25 seconds total remaining on the board. And right now in this stoppage of play, it's going to be some free throws coming up for Barron Collier. Exactly what they need in this situation. Ben Horgan Jr. up to the line. Shot number 1. Has no problem with it. And right now, if Barron Collier, if they want to get back into this game, then you know what? They just got to keep capitalizing right here on these free throw attempts. And you've heard me use that word numerous times throughout the course of the game. Capitalize, capitalize, capitalize. That's what the game of basketball is all about. It's about making the right decision, making things happen out there, growing as a team together. You're in game number 5 of the season. Ball thrown in here by Barron Collier. Out it goes far side. Attended receiver was Romano Cove. Defense chant on the way here from the Riverdale benches once again. Barron Collier throwing it from back behind their attacking net. offensive foul for the Cougars. Byers. Spinning past the defenseman. That's Chase Preston. Deshaun Lane. He'll be given the ball with a clean pass from Byers. Barron Collier with it. 4 seconds left. Can they get anything? A 3 out of play as the clock rolls out of bounds. Right now the Raiders are hyped up as we head to a conclusion and your third quarter of play. It's the Raiders 47 and the Barron Collier Cougars 41. We'll come back with another break on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Fourth quarter coming up after this, live from Riverdale High School at the Raider Rock Gym. Fourth quarter we go from the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. 47-41, Raiders lead as they are swarming all around the offensive end. And Barron Collier, they're the guilty party of yet another penalty. It's another shove. Up comes Jonathan Penalver for free shots. 2 on the way. That one bounces straight back to him off the rim. Jonathan Penalver, his defensive force has really been felt throughout the course of this game. But once again, this Raider team, they are filled with great talent that know how to strike offensively and defensively yet again. Well-rounded athletes out here on the Raider club. So Penalver is able to get 1 shot successful on those pair of attempts. Risheen there trying to go for 1 from downtown. It would not go. 48-41, Raiders on top. Moving from left to right across your screen. Shot from Lane just wide. Rebound on the way from Ojeda, but it is not going to count. That's due to a foul offense, or to the Riverdale offense, I should say. Chase Preston goes inside the shooting lane. Ball is bobbled out of play. There's a Riverdale foul. Up to the line is Romano Coe. Coe carefully dribbles, sends it up, working past a rowdy Riverdale crowd. And he's able to work past them successfully for the first shot. 7:03 to go here in this ball game. Barron Collier down 42-48. He's not able to get shot number 2 down. Raiders immediately retrieve the ball, but there's another foul going their direction. This will be a toss-in for the Cougars. But not before there is going to be a timeout for Barron Collier. This is going to be a full 1-minute timeout. So Riverdale, Barron Collier, what a game it's been. Here from the Raider Rock Gym at Riverdale High School once again. You talk about, once again, 2 teams that have been through some rough bounces, but right now, Riverdale, they're not looking like a 1-3 team. But you know, you shouldn't be too quick to say that, because Riverdale, it looks like they have the potential to be a great team out there. They have shoes to fill. After last season, Riverdale was able to make it all the way to the regional semifinal round in the playoffs. This is still a great program. Coach Ethan Lascaris, he is showing that he knows what he is doing. So, throughout the season, teams are going to show that. They're going to show bumpy paths. There are going to be times where they go through dry moments throughout the season. to where they go on a brief losing streak. And Riverdale, they just so happen to start the year by playing against some difficult ball clubs. But you know, these two teams are very evened up for the most part. You have to really like the way that this ball game has gone regarding the quality of it from both of these teams. Back to play we go as Barron Collier starts peppering the net with shots. They can't get anything in as of yet. Very nice crowd on hand here at the Raider Rock Gym on the campus of Riverdale High School. Plenty of fans have filed in to really check out this boys basketball team and what they have to offer here during this home opener. Up to the line, once again, it's Penalver. This is the third time of the night that Penalver is up on the line. He only takes one shot that time around. Can't make it. It remains a 6-point game in Riverdale's favor. 6:35 in regulation. Going for it all is Chase Preston. He can't knock it down. Now there's a scuffle for the ball here. Joseph Ojeda getting physical for control. And he gets the happy ending that he wanted as the Raiders throw it back in. It's Byers. Byers looking for a man open. That man is Quintella. Quintella drops it back incomplete to Penalver. And once again, that's just an example of the kinks that Riverdale has to work out here. As the season moves along, you can expect them to start getting a bit more solid on that. Quintella just had a rough pass there, and it may have been tipped and deflected by a Barron Collier defenseman possibly, as he was in a very large crowd. Quintella, second shot. Can't put in the layup. Quintella with a third try, rolling it back to center court. He gets roughed up down to the court. Quintella goes, and it's foul time. Barron Collier, the guilty party. First shot is not far out enough. Quintella's second coming up right here. We talked about how Riverdale made it to the regionals last year in the playoffs. Barron Collier, on the other hand, they were not able to compete in playoff action back in the 2015-16 season, as they wrapped up the year with an overall record of 10-13. Second shot is good from Quintella. That makes it a 49-42 Raider lead. 5:55 end this ball game. And in the regional semifinal contest that Riverdale was going up against, they were at the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs up in Bradenton. Raiders were defeated by a 57-44 outcome. And their season ended with an overall win-loss record of 17 wins and 11 losses. Another foul is put up in the Riverdale column. Up to the line is Jorge Lube. Lube puts one up on the board. Another one coming up next. Jorge Lube shoots it off the right hand. That doesn't get to the net. It hit the backboard. Barron Collier gets it back. They have a lot of work to do here. Down by 6. Big flurry for the ball here. Multiple players trying to get in for possession. And the officials are able to break that up with the whistle. And once again, we head up to the line once again. Chase Preston is the one taking the shots. You can hear these fans in the background making their presence known, cheering on this Raider ball club. If you'd like to make it out to any of these Raider basketball home games, tickets are $5 a piece here at the Raider Rock Gym. Opening shot will not be knocked down. Next shot will go in. Oh man, sloppy pass there from Ojeda from behind the net. In the defensive end of the Raiders, big scramble for it. And once again, another foul. Up to the line is Deshaun Lane as he had control and a defenseman just jumped right on him. And that defenseman was Mason Hampton trying to strip it away. Deshaun Lane trying to give Raiders point number 50. Can't do it with his first shot. Both teams have a total of 10 fouls on the scoreboard in this second half of play. So score number 50 comes in there as putting in a smooth shot was Lane, second time around. Resheen there, almost has it stolen away by Deshaun Lane. Drop back outside of the key. 3, near side, missed by Mason Hampton. Scramble for it, Resheen there. Gets it, and right now these players, they are passing it around so frequently, trying to get good possession in the attacking end. It's like a game of hot potato out there. As finally, the Raiders are able to end the madness attacking end. Nope, the madness continues. Stolen pass away there. Here's Lane. Finally, Coach Lascaris makes a bold decision by calling a timeout. That was insane. Back and forth we went. Intercepted pass after intercepted pass, and finally Lascaris wanted to break it up as there was madness out there. This is a 1-minute timeout. Well, Riverdale, they will remain at home after tonight's game, and they will prepare for their upcoming home matchup against the Gulf Coast Sharks tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here in the Raider Rock Gym. So that's going to be our next matchup. The Riverdale JV basketball team will be competing against Gulf Coast at 5:30 tomorrow evening as well at RHS, prior to that varsity game. And once again, tickets are $5 a piece if you would like to come out and spectate the action here at the Raider Rock Gym. Barron Collier, on the other hand, they will head home, but they have the remainder of the week off. Their next game will be on December 15th when they do battle at home against Riverdale at 7 p.m., which is very fascinating because very rarely at the high school basketball level do you get to play an opponent twice in a row like that. But it will happen. 4:41 to play here in regulation, 50-44. Riverdale on top. Ojeda tossing it in. To Keyshawn Rowe. Rowe back to Ojeda. Ojeda to Lane. 3 on the way. No. Getting wide open was Daniel Byers on the far side of the key, but it deflected off of the rim. That rim has been really making its presence known throughout the night, just like the fans have and the players showing their talent. And that rim, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on what side of the ball you are on, offense or defense. Keyshawn Rowe bumps hips there with a Barron Collier defenseman. His shot careens wide of the net. Officials signaling for a foul call. Keyshawn Rowe heads up to the line, so it goes against the Cougars. Once again, it's been a foul-filled game. Rowe puts in the bucket. Second shot coming up. Keyshawn Rowe goes 2 for 2 as that one rolled around a bit across the iron, but in it goes. 52-44, Raiders lead. 3 minutes, 59 seconds here in your fourth. Raiders are in good standing, but once again, it's time to really tighten around on the defense. There's a lob coming from Rishi Nair. Deflects its way back out onto the court. Quintella, near sideline. Drops it. The Palmquist. Palmquist goes down on the wood floor. Stolen away by Barron Collier. And another fantastic block coming up there for the Raider defense as Quintella was able to get a hand on it and reject it. Foul against the Raiders, tossed in by Barron Collier. Another foul right after that. So another Barron Collier player stepping up to the line. That player is going to be Cameron Galbraith. Sinks the first shot. Second one will go in as well. So nice ball game here. It's all about the variation for the Riverdale team. A lot of players, when they get to this point in the ball game and they're on top, they're wondering, well, what do we do in a close ball game like this? When you're up by 6, would you go for it on offense and just start keeping the pressure going on offense, or would you want to tighten up on the defense a bit more? Looks like the Raiders, what they're going to have to do is a little bit of both. Just keep playing this great ball just like they have been throughout regulation. It ends up in the Riverdale defensive end. Deshaun Lane attempting to recover. Will do so. Deshaun Lane moving backwards, slides it, and across feed to Quintella up the far side. Quintella getting up on him is Mason Hampton. There's a whistle. So it's a foul at center court. Barron Collier will be throwing the ball back into life. Doing exactly that is Luke Hancock. Luke Hancock right now taking a second to tuck his shirt in. So he tucks it in, throws it to Rishi Nair. Nair, intercepted pass. Raiders have players stumbling all around for it. Keyshawn Rowe is the closest to it. He couldn't make contact with it. Or let's see if he did. Looks like there was a foul there against Keyshawn. Yeah, he was trying to dive after it, but it looks like maybe he got tripped up there by Barron Collier defenseman Mason Hampton, which is the reason why he ended up on the hardwood. So Rowe up to the line. Raiders, if they keep making these free throws work out for them, then they can call it a win. But they can't take this for granted. Keyshawn Rowe doesn't take the first shot for granted. Another point up on the board for Riverdale. Keyshawn Rowe aggressively slamming the ball against the ground. Second shot rolls back down. 53-46. Raiders keeping control of this ball game. But this game can go any way at this point. 3 on the way is delivered. Down at the left corner was Chase Preston, and here comes a timeout for Barron Collier. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. So now it's a 4-point advantage. This thing could be tied up in 2 offensive drives for Barron Collier. That's all it takes. They could take the lead in 2 offensive drives. If there's a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer after that, this game can go any way. No doubt about it. And what Riverdale needs to do is they just need to keep sticking to their usual routine here. Don't do anything different. Keep working on those free throws. Keep attacking the offensive end. Deshaun Lane jumps in front of a defenseman. He picks up the bucket and the paint. And one. Deshaun Lane got held up there, but he was able to put in a nice hook there. He won't be able to make the 3-point play. But hey, once again, it's a close ball game. Every point counts at this time. 2 minutes left in the game. 55-49, Raiders up. 3 on the way is nailed. From the near side corner, Chase Preston has been a huge weapon for the Cougars, and sliding down to the ground is Dante Quintella. Quintella, what a rough game it's been for him. He's been getting bumped around quite a bit throughout the course of the action. And Quintella moves up for some more shots. 1:47 to play in the fourth. 3-point game now, so words cannot describe how important it is here for Quintella to nail these shots. He has 2 on the way. A little bit of a delay here as the head official is discussing something with the scorer's table. Quintella has handed the ball and add another one to the scoreboard for Riverdale. Quintella, you can bet he's feeling the pressure right now. Every single shot is crucial. He goes 2 for 2. He has ice water running through his veins. And that makes it a 5-point lead for the Raiders of Riverdale High School. 1:40 left in the game. Layup, bobbled around. Quintella maneuvers it, takes a rough bump. Foul against BC. And now let's wait a moment here. It looks like the official ruling from the referee came in, and some of the Riverdale players did not agree with it. It looks like it's a Raider violation. Barron Collier gets the ball back. Cougars take advantage of the situation by calling a 30-second timeout. Raiders chant on the way. You have to love the passion of these Raider fans. And I remember how they were last season. There were times where we had near sellouts here at Riverdale High School. And you know, this is a very nice outing as well to watch the Riverdale team. And as the team gets more better connected and they really start to get impressive out there, because you can tell by watching in this game that Riverdale has some great athletes. But once they start getting more experience out there with their teammates, this is going to be a great ball club to watch throughout the year. Barron Collier is a very similar squad as well. Under 90 seconds left to play. Barron Collier down by 5 points. Rishi Nair tries to throw one up in desperation. Out of play up against the Barron Collier sidelines. 1:18 left to play. Let's see who this went out on. It looks like the Raiders. Barron Collier right back to work. And with a big swisher is Rishi Nair, 2-point game. It doesn't get more intense than this, folks. Lane fumbles it around a bit, gets it back at center court, 1 minute left. He's still trying to cross up players. Ojeda, the Byers. Byers back to Lane. Raiders wasting time. 48 seconds left. Lane inside to Ojeda. Is there a foul? It looks like maybe Palmquist stepped out of play. That's exactly what happened. It was just a matter of inches. Raiders are in the danger zone right now. 2-point game. Riverdale on top. 40 seconds left. Rishi Nair sends up a 3-pointer. This game's going in Barron Collier's way. A 2-pointer ties it. Nair keeps it outside. 3 on the way. Misses wide. Foul for the Raiders. Wow, if you're a Raider fan in the crowd right now, your heart had to skip a beat there. Mason Hampton at a right corner throw coming in there. It was a foul, but actually went against Barron Collier. Deshaun Lane with it. Right up against the press table. Keyshawn Rowe has it, and there's a foul against the Raiders. 14.6 left in the game. Raiders lead 57-55. So visually it looked like it was going to be a Raider foul, but it actually turned to Barron Collier. Wow, big sigh of relief there. Keyshawn Rowe steps up, big moment for him. This could genuinely decide how this game ends. He needs to put up at least one to make it a 3-point game. He makes the first shot. This one will make it a 4-point advantage for RHS. It remains a 3-point game. Barron Collier back to work. 10 seconds left. 3-point game. Barron Collier with the 3 wide. Back out onto the court. Joseph Ojeda stepped out, possibly up against the near side. He was fouled. Even better news for the Raiders. Joseph Ojeda stepping up to the line. Fans on their feet here. 3.4 seconds left. It's a 4-point game. And that should officially wrap this one up in the books. Joseph Ojeda coming up in the clutch. This one adds on for good measure. It's a 5-point game. Ojeda 2 for 2. 1 second left. 3-pointer, no good. This ball game is over. The Riverdale Raiders defeat the Barron Collier Cougars 60-55. What a ball game. That right there is all I can say. Fantastic finish. It came up close. Barron Collier in that final minute, they had a legit chance of taking that lead, but the Riverdale defense remains strong. They're like a brick wall out there, and I believe, once again, it's that combination of the offense and defense I've been referring to throughout the night. It's that which really gave Riverdale the win, and as a result of the victory, they advanced to a 2-win, 3-loss overall record on the season. Barron Collier drops down to 0-5. Well, fans, we really appreciate you for joining along with us here at the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. We'd like to remind you that we will have another broadcast tomorrow night. Riverdale versus the Gulf Coast Sharks at 7 p.m. right here at the Raider Rock Gym. Tickets are $5 a piece if you would like to come out to the action. But if you can't, you can listen to it right here on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. One last time, the Raiders slide past the Barron Collier Cougars 60-55 live from the Raider Rock Gym at RHS. This is Nick Rush signing off, saying thank you for listening and have a great Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.